tell us your first name and what roles you do.
I'm Tegan, and I am a Snow Flurry and an Arabian.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm Mordall, Snow Flurry, and Neapolitan.
I'm Macy, and I'm Snowflake, Spanish soloist, and flower soloist.
And is this your first year in the Nutcracker production, or
No.
You're pretty experienced?
Yeah.
How many years have you been in this Nutcracker?
I've been in the Nutcracker since I was 8 years old.
And you're how old now?
I am 13 right now.
I've been in this Nutcracker twice before this, so
This is my 5th year in this Nutcracker. Very good.
So what keeps bringing you guys back?
It's just a wonderful production.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, it's awesome. You meet a lot of great people, and everybody's always here every year, so you come back to see everyone.
Yeah, we make a lot of friends.
Are some of these your costumes back here? Yes. You want to pull them out a little bit and describe them to us, like without messing them up too much?
These are the flower soloist costumes.
They're beautiful.
Snow costume.
It's a little hat.
They're so pretty.
The helmets.
Just checking out this dressing room, see if maybe I can.
And which one is this?
The Spanish.
These are the Arabians, and there are 5 different colors. And there's purple, and there's green, and red, and blue. And then the soloist has black.
And these are the Neapolitan costumes. There's 2 of us that have these costumes, but then there's a soloist that has like green and yellow ribbons instead of the multicolored ones.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much for your time. We're in the basement of Stephens Auditorium. Actually, the stage is right above us, but this is Costume Central, and I'm here with Jerry Baumeister, who is the costume goddess, it says in her t-shirt, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what it takes to have those beautiful costumes on the stage that we all admire.
Well, we start working in September on the costumes. Generally, if there's a big group of costumes that have to be fixed, we actually start earlier than that. And I do have people who help me out. My daughter, Christy, actually did a lot of the work with me this year, so I really appreciate that. But we start doing fittings. There's about 300 cast members, so it's a matter of pretty much spending every weekend during the fall doing all the fittings for them. And then a lot of alterations, a lot of costume repair, and then every year there's usually some new construction that we do too, either because there are costumes that have gotten so old they need to be replaced, or there are cast members that don't fit in anything that we have available, or we want to change something a little bit. So it's a lot of work.
And what's going on tonight is the dress rehearsal.
Correct.
And how do you keep all the costumes organized?
Well, I do have a system that I've learned through trial and error. When we do the fittings, we tag the costumes for who's going to wear it. And I do have a notebook that if I ever lose it, I'll be in big trouble as far as, keeping what needs to get done and just all the little notes that I have to keep track of during the fall and during the show week. But all of the costumes are tagged with the cast member's name, and we have 3 different casts, so sometimes costumes are worn by 3 different people. And so it's a matter of making it fit all 3 of them and knowing what needs to happen in between the shows to make sure that it's right for the particular night. But I have colored tags, so I can look at it at a glance and know if it's a Friday night costume or a Saturday night costume or a Sunday costume. So it's quite the system.
How many years have you been doing this?
I was counting that up earlier, and I think this is my 15th year to do this.
It's amazing. And your daughter was in the Nutcracker? Is that how
Yes.
you got started?
Yeah, she's been in the Nutcracker since she was 8. She hasn't been in the last couple of years. She's actually 25 now. But yeah, she danced at Robert Thomas Dance Center. And the way that I fell into this is one year I didn't have her Halloween costume done. And I was sitting out at Robert Thomas's studio fixing her Halloween costume while I was waiting for her lessons. And Robert walked by and went, "You sew?" And so I started sewing dance recital costumes for them at that point in time. And then when the center needed a new costumer one year, he and Miyako recommended that they call me and ask me if I was interested. And I've been here ever since.
Well, we were upstairs in the dressing room and talking to some of the dancers, and they're very proud of the costumes. They got them out and show us, and good, you can tell that they're excited to get in them and perform.
Yeah, it's amazing because some of the costumes are very, very, very old. There are some that the center bought before, like that were used at the point they started doing the Nutcracker, and so some of them have got to be almost 30 years old at least now. But you get out in the audience and it's just like magic happens. They're so beautiful from the audience, and you can't tell, what they maybe look like close up, just because they look so gorgeous from the audience.
Oh, well, they looked gorgeous up close too. So.